Hello friends, welcome to Chichi's American House. Please like, share, and subscribe. Today we're going to be making chocolate mud cakes. For this recipe we need 200 grams of chopped butter, 180 grams of chopped dark chocolate, 1.5 cup of sugar, 3 teaspoons of coffee powder, 1/4 cup of cocoa powder sifted, 1/3 cup of milk, 1 3/4 cup of flour plus 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 2 eggs. So for the first step, we have to heat up all these ingredients. So we'll place the butter, the chocolate, the sugar, the coffee powder, and the milk all into the saucepan, and then we'll go heat and melt it on the stove. So place the saucepan on the stove. You also need to add 1/4 cup of water, and then on medium heat start melting all the ingredients. So you only have to heat it for 4 to 5 minutes, and after a minute it's already starting to melt. It's just the butter. You have to keep stirring to mix it all together. Now it's been on the stove for 3 minutes and the butter's completely melted, but we'll just stir for a little bit to make sure the sugar and everything is dissolved. You can see the consistency. Now you take your mixture once it's been on the stove and melted, and you pour in a bowl, and you leave it to cool for 30 minutes. Now we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. So 350 degrees or 150 degrees Celsius. So while the oven is heating up and your mixture is cooling, you can take your cupcake tin and you can line it with these cupcake liners. You also have to crack your egg and lightly beat them. So so you take your 1/4 cup of cocoa powder that's been sifted and you add it to your sifted flour and just combine it. So now this has been cooling for 30 minutes. You can add in your egg and you can mix it. And then we'll set this aside. We can add in our flour little by little. You can see how it's a nice thick mixture. So now it's all mixed and you can see the consistency of the batter. It's nice and thick now. And so what you need to do is just take some of the batter and then spoon it into the cupcake. You probably want to fill it up till it's like 2/3 full. Okay. So now I filled all of the cupcake liners with the batter, 2/3 full. You don't overfill it because it's going to grow as it bakes. We still have some leftover batter, but we're going to do a second batch after these first are done. So we're going to put it in the oven. We've now finished baking the cupcakes. Now we're going to make buttercream frosting. For that we need to have 226 grams of soft butter chopped up, 3.5 cups of powdered sugar sifted, 2 tablespoons of cream, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So for this I'm going to use a KitchenAid. I have to whip up the butter for around 8 minutes. So as you can see, it's white and it's creamy and fluffy. So now we can start adding the powdered sugar. And we get the powdered sugar and we add 1 spoon at a time. Now you add the vanilla and you add in the cream. I split up the icing. I'm going to keep this one white and then I separate this one here. I'm going to show you how you make the pink icing. So I have the food red coloring. And I just add a couple of drops and then I just mix. And then I can get the pink coloring. So I have an icing bag and I put the piping tip inside to help with the icing, and I put it in a glass. And I put it over the glass. So you take the pink icing, you put it inside here. And then You just lift it up, you squeeze it down.
1 second. Okay. 1 second.
Here's the final product, the chocolate cupcake with buttercream frosting. Don't forget to please like, share and subscribe to Chichi's house.